Welcome to the first segment of why the guitar is the best instrument. So today we're going to be going what we got to do every day with our guitar, which is go over the tuning. All right, so today's lesson is basically about the tuning, but it's also the way to approach the guitar each day and life in general every day, you see, because we want to be able to look at everything as though we're looking at it for the first time. And it's very difficult to do that when we have so many experiences in our head. So whenever we see something new or something new that's coming into our lives, we generally tend to compare these things to what we already recognize. So let's start with this first. The guitar, you have to start to look at it like it's a friend, another person in your life. And it's easy to do so. You have the head, the neck, and the body, all right? And when we're looking deeper into the details of these, the head has these tuning pegs, and there's 6 of them for each string of the guitar. And they're called tuning pegs because, like our ears, they tune in to the sound. Okay, so this is very important that every day when you pick up your guitar, or every time you pick up your guitar, it's the first thing you're doing is you're tuning in to the right sounds. And you can buy a tuner really cheap, €5, or you can even get a phone app for your phone for free that you turn your smartphone into a guitar tuner. And I'll show you how to work that in a minute. But so there's the head, tuning pegs, very important. Then we have the neck. And if you're looking at the neck, there's metallic bars, just like we wear jewelry on our necks. The guitar neck also has its jewelry, and each bar represents each fret. And you count from this white one, which is plastic on these guitars, but originally they were ivory. So that's 0. Think of that as 0, pertaining to the strings when they're played with no fingers. Then each fret, you place your fingers in and you change the sound of the string. And you want to put your fingers closest to the bar as possible. So when I'm saying in the future, the first fret, you want to put your finger closest to the bar of the first fret. The 3rd fret, again, 1, 2, 3, closest to the bar, okay? That's where you get the best sound. So then as we go up, usually where the body reaches the neck on acoustic guitars or classical guitars like this one is the 12th fret, okay, where the body hits the neck, just like on our nape of the neck and our beginning of our shoulder. All right, and the 12th fret is very important. We'll go back to this afterwards. Also, we normally have dots at the 12th fret, especially on electric guitars. You'll find the 2 dots on the 12th fret. We'll talk about these other dots later. But the 12th fret is a very important point of the neck. Then the body is where you embrace the body with your right arm, okay? Hold it, snug it. You know, if you're standing up, it's like your left hand supports the neck and the head. Right arm is embracing the body, okay? Nurture it, love your guitar, okay? This is your new best friend. Now, we'll look at the actual tuning, okay, of how to work a tuner. So, I'll make it, you can see here, I'll start with the 1st string, and you have, on these tuners, usually when you get the green light, that means everything's good to go. B, the 2nd string, G, the 3rd string, D, the 4th string, A, the 5th string, there we go, and E, the the sixth string. So here we can begin to see something very important. That the strings of the guitar, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, but the sixth and the first string are the same name. So this means that they resonate together. They think of it, the low E string as the great grandfather, okay? And the first string as the father, okay? They're related. They're related and down the line from each other. So we have this E and this E. You can hear how they sound good together. This is called perfect harmony, okay? They resonate in perfect harmony. We'll look at these other notes as well in a second. So when you have the bass strings on the guitar, usually we think of them as the sixth, fifth, and fourth strings. Now the first three strings, from the ground up, E, B, and G, we look at as the treble strings, okay? This is where usually most of the chords and melody come from, but the bass is the root of all these sounds that we use in music. So when you are going down, just these strings, we're going to leave out the A and the D string in this lesson. We'll get to that later in the future. But for today, we're just going to deal with these three strings or four strings, and because they spell a chord. This is your first guitar chord that you play without having to use any fingers in your left hand. It's just your right hand picking the strings. And for some people, you'll already start to recognize the beginning of a song, Metallica song called Nothing Else Matters. So it's a good little thing to get down, going back and forth between these three strings, okay? This is spelling of a chord, your first guitar chord, and it actually goes in this order, E, G, B, and then it would keep repeating, E, G, B. And you can see here, I've written where the frets are, the 3rd fret, the 7th fret, and the 12th fret, okay? So I'll start it on the bass string, the low E string, with E, 3rd fret, you have the G, and count up to the 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, you have B, and at the 12th, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, where the body meets the neck, you have E. So E, G, E, 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 G, E, E. You can hear the same. And the first string is exactly the same as the 6th string. They're the same. They start at the same point, so they move and progress the same way. E at the 3rd fret is G, 7th fret is B, and 12th fret is E, once again. So here you can hear, I'll give you the 2 octaves. Here's the first octave, from E to E, E, G, and the next octave, hopefully you can start to see that the similarities, you can hear these differences, and the octaves are, in the musical world, there's only 7 letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts over again. A, B, C, and so on. So 8 is the same as 1, where you begin with. So that's why we call them octaves. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. You're back at 8 again. okay? And we can also now start to hear this G, the 3rd fret, to this G, the string. You can hear the perfect harmony again. This B at the 7th fret to the 2nd string B, perfect harmony again. And so on to this next E. Okay? And you can work it the other way, where on the 1st string, when you're playing the G, you have the G, B string in the 7th fret, okay, and then the E, if you can. Recommend that you do in this time before the next video comes out is you get acquainted with your guitar. Your guitar is telling you something automatically without really using any fingers except for getting the strings to move and vibrate. The guitar is speaking something to do with E, all right? We'll look further into what this means, the different forms of E there are, but we're basically, the guitar on its own is really the main subject that it wants to talk about is E, okay? So these notes are very important notes, are subtopics under the subject of E, with G, B, and E. So explore these, get used to the sounds. We're going to be doing a lot of different things with them, and maybe, just maybe, now on your own, when you're playing around with these different points on the guitar strings, on these first 2 strings, and your G and the B at the same time, hearing you may start to even hear some songs that you recognize, and by all means try to explore in between on your own in these frets and other strings that we didn't talk about. Feel free to explore. The whole point is for you to understand what I'm doing for you is I'm like your mentor, okay? And how to build a relationship with your guitar. So I'm teaching you how to pick up your guitar. I'm teaching you how to be a better music lover. And hopefully I'll teach you how to be the best guitarist you possibly can be. So these points that I'm beginning with you here today on this first lesson of why the guitar is the best instrument are the soft points, the special tender spots where to touch your guitar to make it sound the best, or to get the most pleasurable sound with the least amount of work. So try using different fingers to get to these points. Exercise your right hand as well with using different fingers to hit the strings. If you use a guitar pick, by all means, try picking as many times as you can, down and up, going between the strings, doing different variations, trying different things, all right? So this first lesson, I just want you to get comfortable with your guitar. Begin to build a relationship with this guitar, okay? Listen to what it's saying. And when it doesn't sound right, chances are either you gotta tune it or you're touching it the wrong way, okay? Until the next one, I wish you all the best.